Greetings, all of you. You call me Ninja Yatsu, and welcome here to One Piece Bounty Rush. I put out a poll to see which characters I should use next because I had multiple titles coming up. And you chose Helmeppo and Zephyr, followed closely by Burgess. As you saw, Helmeppo is pretty good at running to the middle treasure, and other than that, he can debuff enemies and remove their attack boosts. But he's really not easy to play outside of that, or at least I had a tough time with him. Zephyr, on the other hand, is a lot easier to use because he is a very strong defender that can take a hit. He has a lot of damage reduction, and he can remove attack buffs a lot easier than Helmeppo can. And on top of that, if he goes against someone that he can hit with knockback, then he fills up a power gauge that lets him launch a powerful nuke attack. He's also one of the few defenders that has a pretty decent matchup against Kizaru. And Helmeppo having a good mobility skill lets him sneak around to treasures, as long as there aren't any characters that can suddenly jump scare you and teleport right over, instantly KOing you or something. But fortunately, it looked like they were all busy. In fact, I wonder if they'll notice me taking this treasure right in front of them. Looks like they noticed. But fortunately, all I have to really do is stall at this point, and it's a one game. On to the next one. It's kind of funny that I still sometimes see comments thinking that my voice is some kind of AI voiceover or something like that. Nah, that's actually what I sound like. I just naturally sound this dead on the inside. But fortunately, I'm alive enough on the outside. I have no clue how that missed. Is Helmeppo just so short that Odin's attacks miss him or something? Another thing that Helmeppo's skill does is it forms a trade area around him that protects allies from status effects, and also lets them ignore and fill the treasure, or ignore and capture treasure, so they get to ignore enemies. Odin may have got buffed, but he still has the weaknesses that a lot of runners have, and that's if you attack him while you're not in a treasure area and none of your allies are, then he doesn't really have much of an answer for that. His traits won't kick in. Zephyr is also really good at stalling Gear 5 Luffy out, because Gear 5 Luffy can take knockback, which fills up that power meter, and Zephyr gets to heal quite a bit from all of this. And it's worth mentioning that if Zephyr either uses that nuke skill or his skill 1, then it puts him in a buff state, where his normal attacks change from a standard 3-part normal to a 2-part normal that ends with knockback. So you want to abuse that as much as possible and knock back enemies and fill up that meter. Good game. And on to the next one. Another nice thing about Zephyr is that he removes enemy buff states, at least if they're a power user that attacks him. So he's really good against characters like Akainu and Sabo. Most buff states in the game nullify status effects. However, there are a few exceptions. For example, Dressrosa Zoro. Yeah, sometimes that's all Helmeppo can really do, just cry about it and then die. But hey, he's not useless. And with me standing here, there's no way for Sabo to really get to this treasure, because as soon as he tries to attack me, his buff state goes away. Good game. Now let's have a look at that title. He's a lot of fun to play as. And as for medals, I gave him a very unusual set, mostly built around skill 1, getting that back from knockback, and also a little bit of damage reduction with some relevant traits. but mostly skill 1. Because that gives him his buff state back as much as possible, and that's what he needs to tank attacks. And of course, plenty of HP and defense. Just make his survivability go up as much as possible. And as for Helmeppo, I gave him the Big Mom Runner set. That is these 3 medals, with one of them being Capture Speed. The Big Mom medals got buffed with Royalty as a tag. So this medal set got even better. Be sure to remember that. And here's the title. Definitely not my best character. Anyway, that will be all. Until next time.